The Go Red for Women movement actually started in 2004 with a statistic that 500,000 women had died of cardiovascular disease. Before that time, cardiovascular disease was more of a man's disease, if you will. Women really did not pay attention to their heart health. And so the Go Red for Women movement started to really kind of energize, educate, and really empower women about their heart health.
Philadelphia University's fashion design program is very honored and privileged to always have been part of this special campaign. Our students become sensitized to this very important awareness of heart disease.
Studying in Italy was life-changing.
It was a different experience than what they had here. A lot of it was done by hand, with very little machine work.
I designed this dress while I was studying abroad in Rome, so I was inspired a lot by the architecture of the city.
My inspiration was Roberto Capucci. He likes to make very artistic designs, so it's very angular, very, very, very dramatic, and a lot of color. And since it's the red dress competition, I wanted to use a lot of color, so I used a gradient. I went from the brightest red I could find to the darkest, like almost wine, deep purple color.
I went to a trip to the Air and Space Museum and I started looking at the airplane propellers, and I was really inspired by the structure of the propellers. I'm not much of an embroidery person, and I think I wanted to kind of emphasize the structure of that airplane propeller into the garment.
I cried when I found out that my dress was one of the finalists for the show. So I'm just very overwhelmed with joy, and I'm just happy to be a part of such a beautiful experience.
I've always dreamed of being a designer. There's nothing else I've ever imagined doing. When I was 13, I asked for a sewing machine for my birthday, the only present I asked for. There's never been anything else.
I used Photoshop to make this, so that kind of influenced how I put the images together and helped build my inspiration.
I think my customer would be a younger woman, like maybe in her 20s or 30s, and who definitely has just like a little bit of like an edge to her that maybe no one else would know.
My idea sort of came with the reflection of the heart. I wanted the fabric to look like it was flowing off of the body, just to show your inner self. And I specifically, put this area here open because that's where the heart would be.
For many of them, it becomes very personal. It's not just designing a pretty red dress. There's meaning to it. They really, really put all of their energy, they put all of their love and their passion, and they feel as if they're giving back to those who may have passed on.
My grandfather a couple years ago had heart disease and he passed away from it. I'm very passionate about what I do, so if I'm able to connect it to something in my personal life, it makes me even more passionate, so it makes me want to just work that much harder.
It struck me because both of my grandfathers died from heart disease, and my grandfather on my dad's side, I never actually got to meet him because he died when my dad was only 11 years old. So I've just heard so many stories about that and how it affected him and it affected me, and it really hit me a lot. I feel like women don't realize that they're at risk as much. Everyone always thinks of that's like men will die from heart attacks, but it affects everybody. So I think that women really need to get themselves tested and be aware of what could happen.
You'll talk about your weight or diabetes and things like that, but that's all connected. Heart disease does run in my family. No one immediate that I know has it, but it's something that I have to watch out for myself in the future. Through fashion, with the red dresses especially, is a kind of fun, artistic way to bring attention to that.
Well, I don't have any personal experience with any heart disease in my family, but my mom does work in a hospital, so I know how vital it is to keep in touch with your body, and especially with your heart.
When people see my dress for the first time, I just want them to be awestruck. Like, I just want them to see it and mouths drop.
Knowing that you put so much hard work and time into it and seeing it pay off, I think it's going to be really rewarding.
We are so grateful to Philadelphia University and their students for designing these beautiful red dresses to be shown here at the preview party.
All right, so the votes are in. is time to announce this year's Red Dress Contest winners, and now the judges' decision. Third place,
Elizabeth. Second place is Catherine. Congratulations.
drum roll please, our first place winner,
Sarah. Congratulations.